Hey everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Very excitingly, we have our first Link to the Past NMG League Season 6 race, very first race of the new season. We have NiobiumNarwhal versus Twinmo in Hyrule Castle Round 1. On commentary today, we have Malmo and Meowski, and they'll take it from here.
Hey, I'm Meowski. Where's the money, Meowski on Twitch? This is Super Malmo World, aka Malmo, my co-commentator.
Hello.
Um, we've got an exciting match between Twinmo 23 and NiobiumNarwhal. Um, they this could go either way, I think. Twins definitely got the the better time and more experience. But Nio has a lot of experience with rando, and also experience dodging blind fireballs, as we saw laser beams, blind, any projectile for blind,
And
as we
cold
saw
stare.
last, and cold stare.
Yeah, no, just dodging in general. Skill that we didn't know they had until they ran in the last league.
Yeah, it was some crazy exciting stuff. So we'll see if that comes into play or if they stay on script this time.
We hope it doesn't, but we also kind of hope it does.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely should be exciting. I'm happy this is the first match. And we're starting in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. I don't know if you can see the countdown timer.
Yeah, we've got it. There is some uncle text and a lot of mashing. So, what do you want to say about the escape for our first NMG run of the season?
Escape shouldn't be a place where anyone really dies. I don't think I've ever seen a league where anyone dies in Escape, so there's not like an issue with that. But Escape is really big about really big with like fundamentals of movement, specifically bootsless movement. So especially with like higher level runners, you'll see really tiny optimizations like pumping on walls, like air pumping. Entering and exiting doors cleanly. That's something like you really need to look out for, because that will save like just kind of fractions of a second that add up here and there. And then there are a few rooms that are kind of tricky that have like strats that can help you save time if you execute them well, or lose time if you don't execute them well. Sorry, give me 1 second. My cat needs something.
So the time that people aim for as like a milestone in Escape is 6 minutes. So if you get an escape that is less than 6 minutes, that is considered a good escape. At this level, it's hard to do. I've never had a sub 6 escape. I can tell you, it's harder than it might sound. When you see people at the 129 or less level running the escape, they get sub 6 escapes all the time. At the kind of 130 to 140 level, it is much more of a challenge, speaking from experience. You can see that like there's a lot of guard RNG. There's this room which has some strategy to it. If you execute it right, as you can see, Twin knocks the guard down. Narwhal knocks it down, but not quite as down, so has to walk a little bit farther from the key.
I'm back, by the way.
I was talking about sub 6 escapes. Yeah, so that's you know, you can see the little differences here and there, but most of these races don't really come down to what happened in Escape, because NMG is an hour and a half or more of gameplay that a lot can happen.
Yeah, very popular saying is light world doesn't matter, because people will regularly, get like either decent or like bad light worlds, and then blue balls is like the great equalizer. Plus, like, there's a lot more variance in dark world as well.
My saying is that by the end of this race, you will have forgotten what happened in the escape and may not even remember who got out first.
Oh, that's very likely, yeah. Although now that you've mentioned it, I might actually remember. Ooh, okay. Looks like Narwhal's going for 8/. Seems to be a pretty good 8/. There we go. So that
was
like,
really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Only clinked like maybe twice. Very clean, didn't take any damage. So there are a few different ways of taking out ball and chain. You can throw 2 pots, 1 pot and 4 slashes, or 8 slashes. 8 slashes is the hardest, but it also saves a little bit of time, especially depending on what RNG you get on the first green guard. So yeah, very well executed from Nio. Also same from Twin. Just, showcasing different strats here. This is what I like to call the "look at what you've done" room, because there's one part where Link just kind of slams his face into the wall and like moves diagonally. It's like an interesting movement choice, but it is like, I don't know. It doesn't. You don't really need to turn when you hit a wall. You can just kind of drag along it until you like hit a doorway or something. So it makes for some like goofy movement, in my opinion.
Yeah, you want to do diagonals as much as you can, but there are certain doors where you want to snap into them with a cardinal.
Yeah, a lot of intricacies with the movement here. I've seen a lot of I think the difference you'd see between like 140 to 150 runs and like 130 to 140 runs is that these kinds of runs are a lot more standardized in like the routes that they take and just kind of general movement through rooms. Both of them took like basically the exact same path through all these rooms, because I don't know, at some point someone figured out that that's like just kind of optimally how people move. But like once you get into like the 140-ish range, then people go all kinds of weird ways. It is actually really interesting seeing what people come up with.
There is a so like you can jump into this from just playing casually or rando and start at any level. Even over 200, 2 hours is fine. Like it's your speed run. The first thing you'll probably do is you'll stop dying to bosses. That's where you're going to lose most of your time. And that'll get you around the 140, 150 level. And then the next thing you'll do, as you mentioned, is learn generally how to get through the run, how to get through the most important of the rooms. And that should get you sub 140. And then once you start trying to go for that 129 level, you have to actually learn each room. And you have to be consistent enough that you're not dying to bosses. Because any run that dies to boss will probably not get a sub 129 until you've already reached well past that level of gameplay.
Definitely. All right, as we can see here, a few like little hiccups here and there, but they both make it out of Escape pretty well. I'm seeing a 559 from Twin, a 607 from Nio. Nio's going to gain. So an interesting thing about this screen is that the text actually moves faster if there are fewer sprites on the screen, and there are 2 ways of like having fewer sprites. One of them is being at 1 heart or below, because the like filled in hearts count as sprites, I think. That's called beat frames. And another is like a complicated setup where a rat hits you while you're slashing a sword and your shield doesn't pop up. So yeah, Nio saved about 70 frames there. But again, Escape doesn't matter, Light Roll doesn't matter. Okay, Nio went like a little low there. Yeah, they're gonna have to slash the guard.
And this is the where the learning the screens comes in. Is
Definitely,
those little moments where you have to deal with enemies that you normally wouldn't have to deal with. Sometimes it's just, being a little bit off your game, but most of the time it's just learn the room and a little bit of get lucky. This is a get lucky screen. The one with all the Octoroks and React, which we know Narwhal's pretty good at doing.
Yeah, definitely. I think Narwhal's strengths are going to come into play when they're in situations where they need to like not like choke and not die, and just kind of survive, get your way through something. But Twin strengths are going to come into play in like just kind of, the general majority of the rooms where she'll have like a more figured out plan for stuff. Like on that screen where you're supposed to enter high enough such that the guard doesn't get in your way. So the cool thing about Link to the Past speedrunning is that it starts off a little bit. I don't even want to say slow, but yeah, I guess I'll just say like it starts off a little bit slow, and then it just kind of continually ramps up in difficulty as you get through the game. Even though you have like better equipment, better items, more health and stuff. Partially because it's just a difficult game, and partially because you end up typically skipping a lot of like the safeties and like armor upgrades and stuff that you would normally have. So it just overall intensity of the run also picks up as well as you go through. So just each split is basically harder than the previous one, with like a little bit of variance here and there.
There's a particular spike in difficulty at Tower of Hera, and then I think it relaxes a little bit until around Ice Palace, in my opinion. But that might just be my own comfort levels coming through.
No, Hera's brutal.
Yeah, Hera's brutal.
I think at any level, really. I've seen really good runners just lose like multiple runs in a row to Hera specifically. Okay, so this is an interesting trick. So normally what you want to do is kill all the enemies in that room, and then the anti-fairies go away, and you can hit that button there. But what they're doing is anti-fairy skip. So you can damage boost, pass the anti-fairies, pick up the pot, hit the switch, and then you can get the big key and just get past that room. They both executed it pretty well, but that's a difficult trick to do.
What would you have done to deal with that Stalfos on Twin's side? Was that just really bad RNG?
I think I would have gone around. If it's on the right and that low, like usually I'll have to slash like 2, maybe 3 times depending on what it does. And I think going around it is a little bit faster than slashing a few times. I've seen people come up with like different answers to that though. Eastern's also, I think it's actually a little bit more difficult to make it through alive than the desert, the next split, just because you have such little heart health, and also you have to do any fairy skip.
I agree with that. There's not very many things in desert that will do more than half a heart of damage. Eastern is full of things that do. These Igors, these Igors do
Danger zone.
A whole heart. So Narwhal being very, ooh, hello.
Okay.
That was interesting. It was kind of a, both the Igor and Narwhal were like, let's just pretend that little fight didn't happen because we both missed.
All right, a little bit of a hiccup with Armos as well. Nio accidentally kills the second Armos, but it's just going to pick it up here. People don't usually like die in Armos, but you can have some slowdowns by messing up the fight a little bit. Twin did a really good job in both those rooms, in all 3 of those rooms. Zelda Gamer room, which is the one that Nio got kind of trolled in. It's a little reference for some of you Link to the Past heads. In Double Readies, and then in Armos.
The difference is also reflected in their arrow count, with Twin having 8 and Narwhal having 3. Difference of exactly 5. I'm not sure if, like, normally you see differences of 5 because somebody gets an arrow drop and somebody doesn't, but I do think that Narwhal's probably have to use more arrows. May have started with around the same number of arrows as Twin.
Possibly, yeah. I think they might have used like an extra 1, maybe 2 in ZGR. I'm not entirely sure. I think they could have all. If you're at the point where the red Igors like have to stop and you have to wait a cycle, you can take the opportunity to get some extra arrows from the pots on the side. But I think Nio was a little bit worried about like time, so they didn't really go ahead and do that. Nio also had to farm? What do you mean?
There was a little bit of farming in Double Readies. There's definitely a heart. I'm not sure if they also went for an arrow. I feel like they didn't. I want to say they just went for the heart.
Oh, interesting. Nio's going really high here. So this is the I think this is a new strat. This is the Corey special, basically. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you do the spin speed, right?
Yep, yeah, so it saves time if you get the spin speed. But if you miss the spin speed twice, then you it doesn't save anything. That's a difficult screen to do properly. But yeah, so that's very recent development. Just basically changing the routing in the previous screen such that the spin speed is a little bit faster in comparison to not the non-spin speed route here. Ooh. Looks like Nio's missing a lot of spin speeds here. But I like to think of the first few as calibration spin speeds. So hopefully they'll start doing a little bit better on spin speeds in the future.
One of the most important spin speeds in the run is done on that screen. So,
True, yeah.
albeit much later, still the same spin speed, so it's good to know your likelihood of getting that one. The other most important spin speeds are done on the mountain, and there's 3 of them.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right.
One of them's a hook speed.
Outrunning
optionally 2, but it affects a lot whether you can get that spin speed or not, because the longer you spend on the ladder trying to get the spin speed, the more you get pummeled by rocks, the more the dead rocks can move around. And that's one of the things that makes Hera so terrible for a lot of runners, is just that mountain screen is so bad.
Hera is absolutely brutal. So even though Twins got a pretty healthy lead here, we could see a situation where some people are going to have to make some difficult decisions with how to manage their health, whether they need to Death Warp in Hera or something, So we might see within the next, probably not within this split, but definitely within Hera, there's a good chance of the lead swapping. Although I suppose Nio could save a lot of time on land mows, potentially.
Yeah, you're much better at reading these sub-split times than I am, so any insight onto where people can save time, especially Narwhal, because I don't know Narwhal's run as well as I know Twins. I think Twin might have something like a Moldorm fall or something where a lot of time gets saved all at once.
Oh, that's a good question. It's kind of difficult for me to say because these splits are a little bit different than what I do, because I get tree rupees instead. So this is going to be a little bit slower up until the Aghanim Tower split where they skip the tree rupees. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I can't really read these properly. It also kind of comes down to personal comfortability with certain splits. Some people are way better at some splits for their skill level than others. So it's really difficult to say. Nice job dashing through both of them.
It's hard to predict what people will be comfortable with when they come from Rando.
True, yeah.
Rando preloads you with a lot of skills that don't really come up in NMG except in very particular places, and especially when things go wrong.
Definitely. I have to say I'm very impressed with everything Twin's doing here. She seems to be executing really well, She's kind of tearing through all these screens. Maya's also doing pretty well too. They definitely had hiccups in the back half of Eastern, but they've been doing a pretty good job throughout Desert.
I want to point out at something that happened to Nio that, in case they watch this back, I noticed that they got hit by lockout frames in the Popo kill room. If you dash through an enemy, you have, I think there are 4 frames where you can't slash your sword afterward. And one of the things you can do in that room is you can just briefly tap a direction to kind of bleed that time before you attempt to slash your sword. And it can make the room much more consistent.
Yeah, I like doing the thing where I cancel the opposite direction and then go back and slash.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Alright, so Twin had a pretty good start to land mows, but ended with the 6th cycle because she had difficulties killing the last one.
The same
Nio,
seems to be happening to Narwhal. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. Ooh,
Good cleanup though. Wow.
damn. That
All
was
three on
like,
the same.
was that a 3 or a 4?
No, it looked like there was a lot of empty ones, like where nothing got hit, and then suddenly like just nailed every shot.
Yeah, like really, really good landmo. Very good start. Very good finish. Sniped the shit out of them. Very clean. I'm impressed.
Okay, this is the part of the run we all hold our breaths. Good, no drama in the whirlpool for Twin. I don't even want to talk about what happens when that can go wrong. Let's just let Narwhal get through this without hitch too, so we don't have to talk about it.
Oh, I will absolutely talk about it and curse both of the runners. I don't care. So this is fake flippers. So neither of them have the flippers, but you can basically abuse a glitch where you trick the game into thinking that you have flippers. It saves a little bit of time. However, if you get hit while you're in fake flippers, then you soft lock and the run's just over. Seem to be having some buffering, but Nio got through.
Nio had a like more threatening Zora spawn, but didn't seem phased by it at all. Twin had a more comfy Zora spawn where it was far away, and she could have like swam around a bit and probably been fine.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a brutal one because I'm pretty sure at that point, I mean, you have to like hard reset, I think, and you just start from the beginning, right? That's like 19 minutes lost.
Yeah, normally, yeah. In the race, we allow you to save and quit if you fail fake flippers and start. You know, it will lose you time. We do want the race to continue. You can't submit it as a PB if you PB, but you can still race. That's the rules of the league.
That's actually not too bad then.
There's a very famous NMG race from a long time ago where both runners actually did hard lock and had to start the race over because they couldn't even recover the progress.
Oh, that's brutal. Like, a good thing that this is only a soft lock then. Alright, so it looks like Nio totally hit the... both of them hit the spin speeds here. Yeah, neither of them lost a whole lot of health in the overworld of this. I'm really impressed.
I think Twin lost her health here on that Moldorm, which is one of the worst enemies in the game.
Oh yeah, I hate that Moldorm. Sometimes you get caught between a rock and a hard place because the Kadongo shoots fire early, and then the Moldorm's right there. So it's either like you slash the Moldorm and you get hit by the fire, or you don't slash the Moldorm and you get hit by the Moldorm, and maybe the fire too, because like screw you. Like it sucks. It's so mean. Nice. Okay. Yeah, Nio. Just kind of breezing through Hera, not losing any health. I'm kind of shocked. Oh, interesting. That's a rando strat for sure.
You know what? I respect it. This is a coffee break. It costs a little bit of time, but honestly, like, you already have the bombs from the back of Saha's closet. Might as well do this. I think it's good. I think if you're getting Saha rupees, you should do this. Treat yourself.
I think like mentality-wise, this is definitely a welcome break. You can just kind of chill there, think about like what you need to do from here on out, how aggressively you want to play, stuff like that. Just kind of take a little break. So I guess I respect it. All right, so coming up is bomb jump, Hera bomb jump specifically. So if you miss this, this is an enormous time loss. Oh, okay. Did she hit the safety switch?
Oh no! Well,
right,
okay, she did. That's the good news is she hit the safety switch. The bad news is it doesn't matter. In fact, actually loses time. That's unfortunate. This is what I mean, though, by, like, nobody remembers the escape.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like Nio's in the lead.
Yeah, and Nio's in the lead now, and that can change, too. It's NMG.
Exactly. Nio could also miss bomb jump, or just not go for bomb. Also potential, place where a lot of places where you can fall through a hole, like down a few floors in Hera. All right, Nails Bumper Skip 2, and then of course Moldorm can also is famous for knocking you down even more holes. So it's not over yet. Oh, okay. So you need 6 hits on Moldorm. He has a semi-random pattern. He kind of like, squirms around the stage. But you can sort of predict where he's going. It's okay. We're on the last hit. Oh, okay, nice.
That was an interesting way to get the last hit, and it worked. Let's see what Twins Moldorm looks like.
Yeah, normally people dash through on the last hit. They'll also dash through sometimes on the first like 5 hits, depending on, or do spins or slashes. Nice. Okay.
Twins having a very, very
fight
safe Moldorm. Nice dashes, just keeping it drama free. Speaking of drama free, some Katy Perry drama from Narwhal.
Yep. So we call that squirrel Katy Perry because sometimes you get kissed by a squirrel and you may or may not like it. Jury's still out on that. But it does suck when you get kissed by the squirrel because you want full health for as much of the split as you possibly can. Specifically because you get the Master Sword, and when you have full health with the Master Sword, as you probably know, you have beams, and that there are a lot of beam-specific strats in Aghanim's Tower, or Castle Tower, that are faster than the alternatives.
Wow, Twin does have a lot of arrows. I know she got one on the Beetle on the second trip up Hera, so it was a little bonus arrows for her. Consolation prize.
In contrast, Naya has one
Has
arrow?
one. Yeah, they used one on the mountain to like get. Was it a dead rock or the buzz blob?
Yeah, it was a buzz blob. I remember now.
If you want to deal with the buzz blob, you can menu to the boomerang at Landmo for free after the heart falls, but before the pendant falls.
Yep. After you catch the heart, specifically. Because the pendant falls even while the menu is up. So it doesn't cost any time to open the menu there.
True. I don't think you even can menu before the heart falls. I think you're not able to open your menu there. So you can just spam. Yeah. I think you can just spam menu and it should work.
Oh, interesting. I don't know
It's not something I've tried, but I don't think it's necessary. But I think it's something you can do. Okay, so we have a mushroom. Twin gets mushroom too, I think.
Yeah, so. Twin gets mushroom. I don't think she gets powder anymore. I'm not entirely sure about Nio. I think she. Oh, nice arrow pickup.
Yeah, good call on that one. Now we're back to something closer to a comfortable number of arrows.
I think this is a fine amount of arrows if you do Din Din.
I don't expect Twin to get powder even for the race. She's pretty comfortable with fake powder at this point. But Narwhal, yeah, as you said, I'm not sure. Usually 138 level gets powder. We don't usually drop powder until after 138. But anybody can drop anything whenever they want, especially rando players. The safeties that rando players pick up are often not the same safeties that people going straight to speedrunning pick up. For example, silvers are an option. You can get rando players usually come preloaded with knowing silverless Ganon. The most rando players will not get silvers in their first NMG runs.
I've also seen a few rando players get instead of powder, they'll get bottles and potions and stuff, which I find pretty interesting. It's not very common, but I've seen it before. Alright, so yeah, there's a slight difference in the strats that both of them are doing here. So Twin didn't do Din Din, did the regular double ball and chain strat into preserving the fairy in the the fairy prize pack. Narwhal did Din Din and then had the heart and the fairy drop there. So they're not going to have a fairy drop in TR, but it's probably not going to matter because they'll have powder.
The fact that they went for that strat in that room was enough to tell me that they probably just get powder and don't worry about the fairy and TR.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, so we've lost, both of them have lost beams, but we're like almost through Daga Tower anyway, so it's whatever. Ooh, they're not using arrows here, interesting. Maybe trying to preserve arrows for just like later in the run.
I'm a little confused about how is Narwhal still on bombs? Is this the item you're on in Hera that you just never menued off of?
I guess so.
I think that's what we're seeing here.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because they didn't use arrows for any of the strats. Here, they didn't do like bird shot or pickle shot or anything because they don't do tree rupees. So I guess that makes sense. A little bit of buffering here. I guess that's probably just on my end.
Oh no, Narwhal got
Ooh.
kind of stumbled, and it caused the guard to have time to be a problem. So Twin actually got beams in Red Alert, so was able to do the beam strat.
Ooh, nice.
And is look at this. She has caught up to Narwhal already.
Wow.
So
Okay.
just on the strength of her Aga Tower climb.
See, Light World doesn't matter. You're so right, Sam.
The only thing that matters is the blue balls that they will get in this next segment, which is all RNG. None of this is their fault. I'll watch Twin.
All right, I'll watch Nio. Tell me if we're live for 15. I'd be so sick if that happened in a race. Why do I have to curse the runners like this? Oh, okay, no 15 here.
No 15 for Twin either. She's on 1.
Nio's on 2. Three for Nio. So the statistical average is 3. 4 for Nio. Alright, we're getting a little unlucky here.
Yeah, Twin caught up on RNG. That's 1 for her total.
1 total, okay.
Narwhal would have been fine at 3, because after this would have been a guaranteed hit that would end the fight, but once you're at 4, then the guarantees are off, and you can just get more blue balls for the rest of the time. And
Yeah. They can get up to 3 more.
Yeah,
oh,
there's
no.
another one. Oh, it feels bad to watch.
Another one. Alright, so we're 1 to 5. I think that's a
1 to
difference
5.
of 6 plus 12 plus 6 plus 6.
I think Twin might
30
actually get
seconds?
somewhere close to on pace coming out of here, despite that fall in Hera. Like I said, I think there was some kind of Moldorm fall or something like it in her PB, so she could afford a little bit of shenanigans in Hera and still PB.
It appears I have once again cursed one of the runners. So it looks like Nio's not too far behind their PB either. It's kind of difficult to see, but it looks like single digits, like in the red. Let's see if I can like turn up the quality here.
We have a new game we like to play in here, which is called Watch Kiki Hop.
Yeah, so Kiki has how high he hops is based on RNG. That was
like
high hop. That was a big hop.
I think that was a high hop. It was like on the low side of high.
Yeah, like borderline medium. Oh, wow, that was like the same hop. I think Nio's is like a pixel lower.
Wait, where are you getting a Nio hop? Are we out of sync?
I think we might be. Oh, I'm like, okay.
I'm watching Nio just now getting a hop.
I did change the like the video quality on Naya's stream, so that might have like reset where I was at.
You might
Yeah,
want to
'cause it's saying
refresh.
I'm like, I'll refresh the whole page. Yeah, because I was like 30 seconds behind in Twins and then like 11 in Naya's. All right, so we're even now. Did I spoil it for you all?
You spoiled the mid-high hop from Narwhal, which I agree was about the same as Twins. So, you know, that's a sign that this will be a very close race between the runners, which we like to see. Well, I really want to see it because that means Narwhal probably gets a massive PB.
Yeah. And they absolutely could. That would be pretty sick. So Palace of Darkness is basically, you have like good movement, you go through, you know, a bunch of stuff, but really the time sinks are Hammer Jump, which Twin is about to attempt right here, depending on if you get it, and also how many extra pause buffers it takes, as well as like Helmasaur RNG. So this is kind of also people say that you can get, you know, an extra blue ball or two in pod. So if you get like one blue ball and then a really shitty pod, it's like a 2 blue ball pod or something. Looks like Twin made it through Hammer Jump pretty well. Used a few pause buffers here and there, but you know, whatever gets the job done. As long as you're not failing it at this level, I think it's fine. Did Naya just hit the pixel? Yeah, Naya just hit the pixel.
Yeah, I'm also really, I was watching
about
Naya's drop from the mini Helma because while she could make up for getting, you know, no fairy in TR, you really do also want to get the magic drop there, and that Moldorm, or that little mini Helma could have dropped the magic and denied them the magic drop in TR later on.
True, yeah.
It's not necessary, but it is a good like comfort and potential time save depending on how things go in like Crystal Roller Room.
Definitely, yeah. And you could also just like run out of magic at some point and be kind of screwed and have to look for backups. I don't remember off the top of my head where the backup magics are, but you know, it could be something that messes you up.
Pokies 2 has one. It's in the bottom right corner.
That's right, yeah.
One way that like Narwhal could lose magic is by having to use the powder, so that could cut into it a little bit.
Oh, that's a good
there's
point.
an anti-fairy you could get hit by if you don't stair drag cancel correctly after chain chomps. There's just a few little things here and there that can happen. This is interesting strat.
It's the extra arrows. I respect it.
They got tied up on arrows, or approximately. Twins having a very nice turtles.
Yeah, great job there.
Textbook.
You wanna get it back up to having beams in the back half of Palace of Darkness, because it saves on like a menu or two, and it makes the room that Naya's about to go in faster. Also, you don't want to be like low on health in Helma, because sometimes he just hugs you and it's not fun.
So Twin is using spin speed for combat. It's a very weird use of spin speed, but it does extend your hammer hitbox north by a significant amount, making the fight much easier. Oh, that was a really good fight. Even though it took her a couple tries to get spin speed, once she had it, she just slid right into the fight.
Definitely, yeah. Very clean, well executed. Good stuff from
Not
Twin.
not even getting perfect RNG, just like doing it really well.
Naya had a bit of a time in Turtle Room, but it looks like they're up to in the green here. What is that, like minus? Is that 1.2 or 7.2? I think that's minus 7.2.
I'm looking. It's blurry. I see a minus 16.2, which I think is their time save just from like the pod dungeon. Usually when I see that much time save in pod, I think it's probably like Hammer Jump may have failed in the PB or something like that.
That's a good point, yeah.
It's usually the place where you're losing time, or you just like get lost. You can get lost in pod very easily. going the wrong way.
I've done that in so many different categories.
Yeah, category hoppers like you, definitely it's a vulnerability. And rando players.
Yeah.
It's one of the things rando players are weak to is doing pod correctly.
Because you get into the just the lobby and also I think the third room. Each of them have 2 or 3 different ways to go, and every category has just a slightly different route. And it's like, which way am I going this time? Who knows?
Every category and then like every glitched mode of rando also has its own particular way you do pod that's different from the categories. It's impossible. Okay, item dash. Is this the first item dash in the game?
I think so, yeah.
So twin hammer dashes, that's a 1.0 exclusive glitch. It's one of the reasons we play on the Japanese 1.0 version of A Link to the Past.
Yeah, depending on what item you have, you can dash and use it at the same time. So for the hammer, as you're dashing, it just hammers everything in its path. It's really cool. I love it. Depending on what items you do, the effect is a little bit different. Like with the bow, for example, it shoots an arrow when you like cancel the dash, so it's not like you're spamming arrows the entire time, unfortunately. What else do we do? I guess flute dashing is kind of a thing, but not really.
I think flute dashing keeps your flute in the... It keeps you preserving spooky in some ways.
Oh, interesting.
I think there's a I don't know if it's relevant in this category or if it's just a rando thing, but if you flute normally, it sets spooky. But there are places where you don't want spooky. I think mostly GT. I just don't know if it's affected by NMG because you get a crystal in TR and that would negate that problem.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing in NMG, but I can see that being the case in like other runs or like glitched random modes or something. But here's a place where you would technically flute dash sometimes, like right where Twin is. So I'll flute dash there, and then you hold A through. Yeah, there. Yeah, she actually did do flute dash. So she was able to hold A through that, and then she was dashing like on the first frame out of that cutscene.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
I did not know that you can flute dash to get a first frame dash. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's better than the corrupt threat that I used to do, which is the spin speed there. Basically never saves time. But it does look cool. Oh, is Naya gonna do it?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's go!
Why not?
Does anyone flute slash anymore, says Requiem. Hopefully not, says Tam. And then immediately does that. That's hilarious. Not doing spin speed? Oh, they're getting powder. Okay.
Is that save time over just flute dashing after?
The spin speed?
Yeah, because the flute dashing is what lets you... the flute dashing is what lets you use the flute immediately. But releasing a spin also does that, which is something you do in rando when you don't have boots.
Oh, interesting.
It might be why Narwhal's doing that. It's just rando habits of you don't always have boots, so you just know the spin version.
I had no idea. I was really holding out hope for the spin speed, but I forgot that they get powder. So this could also be another win condition for Narwhal, is using powder to not die in a place where Twin might die.
Twin has the mushroom, though, which is almost the powder. It can be used in Myron and GT, which is... It's pretty much everywhere except TR, where you would use it. And I guess if things go really badly, Ice Palace is another place where you would actually need real powder and not fake powder.
Yeah.
But you really hope that you don't need that. The thing with Cold Stare is, like, if you go in and do it right, it shouldn't matter how much health you have. And if it goes wrong, it also kind of doesn't matter how much health you have.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although I like to... I think there's a slight difference between having like 3 versus 1 hearts, because you can do the fight more or less perfectly, but also still get hit by an ice block. Like right before the last spin or something, or during the last spin, and still just kind of do things well. But other than that, yeah, the health, either you die or you don't. Really, the big places where having powder is a big advantage in the not dying realm is this split and also Skull Woods. But it looks like Twin, I don't think took any damage in the overworld, has taken a grand total of 1 heart so far. Honestly, she's been having good split after good split, in my opinion.
I think Twin doesn't usually have trouble in the parts where powder would be useful in Thieves Town and Skull. The thing with Skull is your opportunity to use the powder to get a heal is pretty much just after getting the big key, but before getting the fire rod. Usually if Twin is losing health in Skull Woods, it's after the fire rod. So, and the powder is less useful there, because if you want a powder in the back of Skull, you have to do a really risky maneuver where you can get wall mastered in the very back. And most people will not do that. It's better to just go for Moth.
Yeah.
You usually end up just taking more damage than you would have.
Although I feel like I've seen, because I've seen both of them do runs like a good amount of times. I feel like I've seen Nio do the like Skullwoods powder just kind of flawlessly and not really have it mess up their gameplay. I could be wrong.
I suppose you could practice it, and it's probably fine if you practice it. If it's not something you normally do, though, and you try to go for it, it might be a problem.
Yeah,
I just know. I'm just saying this from experience. As a rando player, occasionally I'll think it's a good idea, and then I'll like get absolutely wrecked.
No, I've gotten screwed over by that in NMG as well.
Twin had a very good split, by the way. I just want to point that out. If we're not talking about the runners, it's because they're having really good splits.
Yep. Yeah.
We only talk about them when things go wrong. Oh, get the bomb. I don't know if you actually need it, but it's free. Bombs are comfy to have in ice. You really do want to have more than one for Ice Palace bomb jump because it can go wrong.
I try to have 6 coming out of the split, so that I usually end up with like 2 going into IPBJ. But these 2 might be a little less comfortable with IPBJ, so Twin having 9 is probably pretty good. I see you, Fox.
Narwhal reacted to the RNG of that Stalfos by dashing into it. Thought that was pretty clever. It's usually faster to dash than to slash an enemy, even if it's not a dash that would normally save time.
Oh, are we gonna see Toho again?
I don't want to see Toho again. I think we're fine. It's
okay.
It's the last phase doesn't matter.
Okay, we're good.
They could have taken one more hit and been fine.
True.
That is a market improvement though, and like I've just been noticing like Narwhal's gameplay has really leveled up since the last league.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. As bummed as I am that I didn't get to see someone dodge like fireballs, laser beams, and floating heads for 30 straight seconds just absolutely flawlessly, it is good to see that Narwhal's gotten a lot better at the blind script.
Yeah, it is. There's certain fun in watching somebody enter the Matrix and learn the name of the wind, but you know, it's a speedrun, and we do try not to put ourselves in those situations.
True.
There are games where that is required. If you want to watch an actual Toho run, you can do that.
I'll never watch Toho. So now we get to see, it's kind of weird commenting on this because Twin already did this, but we get to see the shopping, part of the route. So you need at least the Tempered Sword, well actually at least the Master Sword to be able to kill Ganon. But, oh, what are you, Oh wow, okay.
Top Rock, right? Top Rock Frog Talk.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised that Nio like knew how to do that and went for that. I was pretty impressive. I saw the mirror come out, and I was like, wait a second, are they gonna? Because my mind went to 80 RMG. I was like, are they gonna go like get the book now? That's no. But no, it looks like it was Top Rock. But yeah,
I've
so
seen
basically,
I've seen people do that. They trying to swap categories and forget that they don't actually need the book.
or that they already got the book like half an hour ago. But yeah, basically what I was saying before is they get Tempered Sword because it's faster than just sticking with the Master Sword, because the fights, like a lot of boss fights and whatever else goes faster, but it's also faster than going for the Gold Sword, because Gold Sword is kind of out of the way, and you don't really need it to finish the game. So I expect both of these runners to, like, frankly, anyone at a sub 140 level to not be going for gold and silvers here. Gold Sword and Silver Arrows. But those are like pretty big safeties that people use early on. Oh, okay. No fence dash from either.
That was a very concerted attempt at the fence dash that I respect. And I respect going for it. Does Narwhal know about Muffin's Dash? Let's see. Let's go! I thought they might because they were in the tournament that Muffin's Dash happened in.
Is that they went for that just for the meme, right? Because that's hilarious.
Yes, there's a certain cohort of runners who know about Muffin's Dash and will do it anytime they're on restream.
All right, so Twin's on not an alarming amount of health, but like not a comfy amount of health either. I typically I want to go into Moth with like 5 hearts.
This is 5.
This is 5, yeah. But this is like, this could go wrong. It probably won't, but it could go wrong.
Oh, okay, that was almost wrong. Oh no, Narwhal. We got a Wall Master. Okay, let's watch Twins Moth fight. Oh, this is going to be like a 0. Okay, a 1 spike Moth. Very close to a 0, though. That was a really nice fight.
Oh, now I got Wall Master. Yeah, I'm like, looks like my internet speed's not doing so well. I'm like buffering a lot here.
It's because you turned Narwhal's stream quality up. Turn it down.
Oh, I turned it back down.
Oh, okay.
I think at least it like defaulted back down. Okay, we can go. Let's go 160p, 30 frames a second.
Oh boy.
Okay, so now I'm not going to be any help with the split. Look, I vaguely know what's going on. Naya's got a good bomb jump.
You should at least be able to tell what color the split is. By the way, I want to talk about twin splits. Oh my god, are we going to do it again? No, not quite. Twin has been at like +4 for the last 3 splits, and just now is at +8. Ooh, free fairy. You actually want to get hit sometime before the back of skull, though, because you don't want to have beams.
Yeah. So if Naya thinks about that, I guess they could like run into a spike right before Moth or something. They could also. Oh, interesting choice there.
Yeah, that's not usually how we do the stream. I thought maybe they were going for some strat that would get them hit, but it didn't. The room
just like straight there.
The room you really don't want to have beams in is the one before Moth where you get the key from the mummy. Because the strat is to knock the mummy into the spike sideways, but when you have beams, it changes the trajectory of the mummy so that it doesn't actually get knocked diagonally, it just gets knocked cardinally and misses the spike.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wow, that's a
strat. I've never seen that before. It worked, though.
I thought they were going for like the super try-hard. Oh, wow, okay. And just dashes through there. These are some interesting strats.
I don't think, yeah, like that one, the dash was, I don't know if that was optimal, but it does avoid, it avoids the RNG from the Moldorm, so I respect it.
I like it, yeah. They also intentionally grabbed a heart and went back to full, but I guess it's probably not going to matter. Oh my god, okay.
Okay. We got a little bit of Matrix there. I don't know if that was so much Matrix as it was panicked, just like panic mode. I need to take advantage of these iframes until Moth is dead.
That was like 3 million IQ. So they got an extra heart and got to beams, which I thought was like not a good idea. But they ended the fight with exactly 1 heart. So like clearly Nio knows something that I don't. Damn,
well, they
okay.
lost the beams. They lost the beams in the bridge room. So that was
No. They lost the beams in the bridge room, but then in Mummy Key they picked up
and
a
they got
heart from
another
the
heart.
skull. Yep. And then they went into Moth with beams. So if they didn't pick up that heart, they would have died.
I don't know if they would have had that fight if they didn't have beams, though. Like, the reason we don't want beams is because it makes the fight like that.
Yeah, but it didn't. Again, I'm on 160p here, so maybe I'm not like the best judge of how that fight went. But it didn't like really look like there were any like beam slashes that brought like the necessary slash count up or something. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay.
How did that
Yeah.
not hit? I don't understand.
Yeah,
The
so
screen.
you can't. If the Zora is that low, you can't hit it. So you want to do there, or at least the strat that I do, that I personally am a big fan of and think other people should do, is you menu when you're dashing down right after you pass the rock, and you read if the Zora is going to do basically exactly that, and then if he does do that, then you go the other way around and approach, like get in the water on the left side and approach the whirlpool from the left. But I mean, Twin, made it work. Just kind of waited out the Zora. Not a big deal. Didn't lose any health, which is you want to have like beams going into Ice 2. Also, Nio got unfortunately lottoed. Sometimes that rope just if you do that strat.
I think they started the dash a little late. That may have affected the odds of getting lottoed a little bit.
Oh, fair. Okay. Definitely could be. Oh, but they know about the heart bush and the fact that it's fast and you can just carry it the whole way. Yeah, for whatever reason, that bush that Nio picked up, first of all, it drops a heart, which is, some bushes do that. But second of all, if you like are holding it, you just go faster than you normally do when you're holding a bush. I think it's, the game's trying to tell you, like, hey, you can be throwing this thing in somewhere, but I don't know.
Well, there's a sign that says don't throw things in the circle of rocks.
That is a good point.
And the sign is one of the things you can throw. Every kid in the world is going to throw that sign into the circle of rocks. You cannot stop them from doing that.
Damn, Twin is having a really good Ice Palace too. Like full health here, just nailing all these strats. First try IPBJ. Penguin lineup's gonna go amazing too.
Okay, bombable floor. There was a little bit of drama in bombable floor that ended up being fine, but she was kind of just like holding the bomb for a long time and threw it at the last minute, and it somehow exploded on the floor correctly and didn't hit her. I don't know how, but it just worked out. It didn't get the switch, but it did everything else correctly.
I must have missed that because I was looking at like Nio's screen there. But I mean, other than that, and I guess like waiting out the Zora, really this has been a very well executed Ice Palace. Back to full magic here. It looks like Nio doesn't have any issues with the Zora. Alright, so Cold Stare is a boss that can just kill you.
Or you can get a perfect single poke dash. That also works.
Yep.
This is a really good ice for Twin. I expect to see some time save, I think. I don't know very much about her PB ice, but it's hard to imagine this ice not saving time.
I feel like, I literally can't see this place right now because I'm on 160p, but I feel like this has got to be gold, right? Or like, at the very least, some kind of time save. I don't know, what's her gold?
I don't know. Oh, it says, I think it's 629. I think it actually says it.
629 is pretty good. I think it still might be a gold.
I don't even know my golds.
I know, like mine's in the 620s as well. Okay, it looks like that's a 637. Okay, so I was a bit off, but it was very well executed. Alright, Nio's getting an extra bomb here. Looks like they might have a little bit of issue. Not on full health here. Can't really beam the jellies. Yeah, Twin's got some pretty good golds.
We got a nice mountain. Oh, 2 bombs left for Narwhal. 2 more tries. This is another one where like you can kind of tell who's the rando player. Rando players learn this in a way that's less optimized for speed and more for consistency.
I think they also learned the Bidey strat for this, which is hold sword right, like go and do the thing that puts you on the last pixel with the sword spin. Actually, that's what I do as well. Oh, this is also definitely a random strat, probably. A little bit worried about Nio's health here, but they do have powder. Okay, yeah, we can,
I think they should probably use the powder. This is a one-hit KO situation for Cold Stare. Unless they are, like, very confident in Cold Stare. I think most runners...
We could get a situation
I think most runners are not. I mean, it's just a scary fight.
Yeah. I had a race, actually, yeah, okay, they're going for powder. I had a race where I was, like, convinced that if I didn't try to kill Cold Stare while I was on 1 heart, then I would just, definitely lose. So I decided to not go for, like, powdering the Anti-Fairy because I felt like I needed the extra time. Turns out that, like, my opponent, was, like, ended up dying to Cold Stare, but I also died to Cold Stare, so it was a stupid decision anyway. Basically, just try to play it safe and don't die. That's how you win these races. Alright, a little bit of an issue with, Alright, they're gonna go for, like, 6 slash here. So it looks like Nia was spamming Fire Rod a little bit, so that was kind of, like, they're getting some dry fires there. You want to, like, time your Fire Rod shots.
No, the bomb. How many bombs does Twin actually need?
1 for Ice Rod Cave, potentially 1 if you miss Spooky, and then I guess 1 for like GT, and then you'd like get another 1 automatically.
But she's comfy on bombs, right?
Yeah, she doesn't need any more
She doesn't need to get another bomb because she missed that one.
Yeah, she's fine. Unless she thinks she's gonna miss something, I guess you could. I mean, even if you miss the bomb in like in GT Basement, it immediately gives you another bomb right after. So it's like you could just use that bomb. So it looks like, I guess we can talk about differences in shopping now that, like, shopping's already kind of happened. So basically, you get Ether and you get Ice Rod, but with the way the routing works, you can just kind of put, like, those trips into just some section where you're already going to flute anyway, and it doesn't add or subtract any time. Really, there are like some very slight differences, like, sometimes you, like with some routes you get to the Ether segment with Hookshot, and that maybe saves a little time, but it's like kind of more dangerous because you usually admire. But basically, yeah, there are a few ways of doing this. I think both of them are going to do just the regular, like, Zoomer shopping, which is, you get Ether, and then you do Swamp. Okay, it looks like Nio's not going to do that. But it's either Ether in Swamp and Ice Rod in TR, or both of them in Swamp, or both of them in Mire. So it looks like Twin did Ether in Swamp, and then is going to do Ice Rod in TR. But but Naya's going to do Long Swamp. Which, by the way, hashtag stop Long Swamp.
Narwhal did get some really bad RNG on the mountain. That's why they're down some hearts, but being down hearts doesn't matter as much in Swamp as it does in Mire.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why that's like usually a good time to. It's usually good to do that in Swamp specifically.
There's really nowhere in Swamp where having beams matters.
I think it kind of helps on this screen if you want to like beam that Octorok or something. I'm not sure if that's like officially the fastest way of doing that. But I mean, really, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Twin has a lot of health for this point in Swamp. I'm impressed.
Yeah, and that heart that she's missing, well, she did get hit by a bad RNG tech, like water Tektite. It was just like on her dash line, but slightly too low. It was really nothing she could do about it. But I know that you get another heart back in that room, so she must have lost another one somewhere. But we all know Swamp is just nonsense anyway, and most of the damage you take isn't really your fault.
Yeah.
Argus tends to be pretty drama-free for people at the, like, over 130 level, just because people at the over 130 level aren't usually going for Zero Cycle. So, usually you get a 1 cycle. Sometimes you get a slightly slower 1 cycle. People who go for Zero Cycle can sometimes die. That's the difference.
Yeah. Usually you'll have to be kind of low in health anyway. It'll happen because sometimes the puff balls will get you as Argus like pushes you closer to the bottom wall. But I think generally what'll happen is like if you don't get the Zero Cycle, you get hit aside by the puff balls, and then you go for the hook dash thing again, and then you just kind of finish it and get like a fast 1 cycle. That's usually like what I end up doing. But yeah, good stuff from Twin all around. Very like solid and consistent all throughout.
Pour one out for those arrows.
Oh, which arrows?
No one's that good drop for Narwhal. Oh, they might actually get them. Oh,
Yeah,
sweet. Let's go. Is Twin on pace? I'm looking. It's like 0 right now. Single digit pluses. We're back to 4. We're back to +4. That's the lucky number.
Here, I need to like raise the resolution so I can see Twin splits.
4 of her splits are +4 pace.
All right, where's the time save here? It's kind of hard to tell because she doesn't have like a dedicated section for her segment times, but it's like 5:48. Oh wait, no, because she's +4. 5:52 Mire. So that's like pretty reasonable for someone around her skill level. I'm not entirely sure if she's gonna save that much time here. And then we've got a 8:18, I think, Turtle Rock. With a gold of an 809. 759 GT, and then 238 Ganon. So there's like, I don't know. I mean, she goes for the 1-1 for Ganon. So imagine there's probably a good amount of time save in Ganon, and then like variable amounts of time save in GT and TR, depending on like her comfort level with those splits. No, GT is kind of close to gold. Yeah, so the remaining splits are like basically +10 on +10 to 15 on gold, and then she's got like 30 seconds of time save in Ganon.
Ooh, Gnarl's health is getting in dangerous levels.
Oh yeah, they're at exactly 1 heart. Oh, that's not good.
Did Narwhal die? Because I thought I saw them here already.
I don't
Maybe it
think
was
so.
Twin. Maybe it was Twin I was seeing in here.
Yeah,
Narwhal
I think
has
it was
Ice
Twin that
Rod,
was
so
here.
they should be a little behind just on shopping alone. Ooh, this is... Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Oh, this is scary. I'm scared. I
Don't
would
get
be
the
scared in
arrows.
this
Don't get the
situation.
arrows. You're gonna get
Yeah,
the
just
hearts in the
go.
next room anyway.
Okay. Don't.
Yeah. Don't.
Okay, yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Okay.
When you split them, you can dash because they're on iframes. That's a heart, I think. Yeah, they know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a 100% consistent strat for the red Bari. So you just kind of diagonal and then dash if they're not sparking, and if they are sparking, you slash twice on the way. I've never missed it. It should be 100% consistent.
There's no anti-fairies in here, unfortunately.
Yeah, but if you're at 1 heart, I understand being really scared.
Yeah, well, and there's like an enemy in the next room that will just always hit you every time, unless you get really lucky. So you really do want to go in here with more than one.
Mm-hmm.
If you do go in here with 1 heart, by the way, use Quake or Ether. I think Ether's a little faster.
Oh, interesting. I never thought to do that. I think I might have been in that situation before, and I just kind of gambled on the Phelps not being fast, and I think he was a little fast.
It's the Oko strat. Like, the Oko speedrun will just do it.
Oh, interesting.
You can't rely on the Phelps just giving you good RNG every time.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, looks like Nio's pretty comfortably taking... Okay, dashes away. There we go. All right. Looks... I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to curse anyone here.
Twin is in the back of Meyer with 4 hearts missing, which is, like, pretty good. You normally would have 3 or 4 missing here. You take 3 intentional hearts of damage. And then you normally would get 1 back, so you can go as far as 2. But 4 is fine, too. The thing with the Vitreous fight is you take a bunch of intentional slime damage. And if you do it correctly, but also, like, don't try hard it, you'll take 6 hearts. And if it goes wrong, you'll just die. So it doesn't really matter how much health you have beyond 6 hearts. If you have 5 hearts, it's possible. But it's much tighter, and you're much more likely to die. So you really want to have more than that. Oh, Twin just has fake powder too. It's fine too.
Oh, this is... Okay, yeah, just gonna go back.
Fake powder is like really hard in the vanilla game because you get the text box. It's one of the reasons rando players will just drop powder completely instead of going to fake powder. Alright, let's hope for a drama-free Vitreous.
Alright, seems to be good so far. And doesn't get hit by the extra eyeball there.
Yeah,
Alright.
Did miss the 0 cycle, but otherwise it's pretty good. I think she will lose a little time to that fake powder drama, but I also think if she was trying to go for like a pace run rather than a race, she might not have gone for the fake powder at all. I think she could have been... I mean, she took 7 hearts of damage in this fight, and many of them were just like... She could have just like not taken those hearts because it was just her standing in the slime and slashing eyeballs. She didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I think she was perfectly safe to just do the fight. If this was not a race, she might have gone for that.
I think that makes a lot of sense. To answer your question, Spleevy, that's pretty low on my list of priorities, but I've been known to do way more awful categories, if who knows.
Your awful categories are at least short.
That's true, yeah. I don't know what I don't think I'm ever going to do stuff like, I don't know, max percent or whatever. Like, just like hour or 2 hour long meme categories. That's too much. Ooh. Nio gets just kind of loses on chance there. Sometimes the fire snake goes on that lane. I think we're at the point where even with I think Nio's win condition is like Twin having a really deep TR death, but even then it might be... The lead might be too great.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like most of Meyer, but not all of it. Difference. Twin's about to go to Turtle Rock.
So now they're both like even on shopping.
Twin is, by the way, plus 25 on pace, so that Meyer, mostly the fake powder drama, was probably most of the reason for that.
I think so, yeah. Ooh, and the quick warp is not free this time.
This is an item dash, by the way. It may not look like it, but you can get a first frame quick hop if you item dash the Quake.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't know this.
So I've seen the item dash before, but I've seen it. Wait, I've seen people go for like medallion speed, where you do. I think it's an item dash, and then you leave the stairs and you go back on the stairs, and you leave them again, and then you have like hook speed, spin speed, whatever speed, like off the stairs, and you just kind of jump off there.
That's an extremely corrupt strat. Just the fact that I've never actually seen someone do a run. Yeah, that's a cool strat. That's the rando strat for the dark room. I've never seen it in the light before. You actually hook through the rail. I've never seen that. I know about it. I know that you bonk and then you hook shot, but I've never seen it in the light, and I didn't know that you actually go through the rail. I think that's really cool.
I haven't seen this strat before either, going like specifically up that. Oh, did they miss? Looks like we missed Spooky.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to.
Well, they have a bomb. That's the important thing.
Yeah. Okay.
If you don't have a bomb, you have to like hope for the Stalfos to drop one, because for some reason Meyer just like doesn't put bombs in the back of Meyer where you would want them the most.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
There is a backup Spooky. Yeah, there is a backup Spooky. By the way, nice chomps from Twin.
Yeah. I mean, getting through that with beams is really nice. I don't know if she used the beam strat for that room. Probably not. It only saves like a little bit of time, and it's like you have to learn an entirely new strat. But having beams is pretty good for certain parts of the later section of this dungeon. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it looks like Nio picks up the health with powder there. So we're going into Meyer, or into Vidi on Nio's end. I don't agree with this Vidi strat.
Any Vidi you can walk away from?
That's fair, but this is open up. They were opened up to like really bad RNG there, so they went really deep on the first spin, and because of that, they did the third spin a little bit later. So, and if you do the third spin too late, then sometimes the eyeballs just come at you and you just get hit and you die. Not really anything you can do there other than like doing the fight a little bit more like precisely and cleanly to avoid that. I don't think Nio used powder in the front of Meyer. I don't really know exactly why they missed.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. It was hard to diagnose. Twin got all the way to the arrow drop on Pokey, but didn't actually get the arrows because she got sucked into the door. I think she got she got a lot of drops. She has the bombs too, which she actually don't want, but they were in her way.
Yeah. I don't think it matters though. I don't think Twin's gonna try hard enough to try to min-max the menus on like having an automatic menu change on dropping all the bombs.
I've never seen someone successfully drop all their bombs.
I have, and I can't remember who it was. And it was
Maybe
recent too.
you can kind of do it for like the top of GT for a slightly optimized menu where you just have like one less movement inside the menu. But the one that actually like saves a ton of menu time, where you do it on the bombable floor, you just don't have enough time to drop those bombs. You can only drop 2 at a time, and the bombs live forever.
There's a Greenham video where he shows you exactly where to drop all the bombs, and you can drop all 10 on the way. But you have to like menu the bombs early or something. It involves something like that, where you like menu before you bonk over the warp tile. I think, I'm not entirely sure. I don't even know if I've seen the video, but I have seen. I saw someone get rid of like 7 or 8 bombs recently. I just can't for the life of me remember who it was. Yeah, if I was in that position, I just wouldn't care. I think we got a quick warp from Nio's end.
Ooh, yeah. Nice.
But more importantly, on Twin's end, she's absolutely destroying Trinex. Mm-hmm. Was that backdoor, or was that... Did she do backdoor Trinex?
That looked like backdoor to me, yeah. I saw... So what happened was she did the backdoor, and then she went to the other head and got that first frame fire rod that makes the U-turn down, but the fire rod still goes to the right, which is super annoying. But she reacted to that very quickly and got it back on track.
Nice. Very good stuff from Twin. I mean, no deaths so far. This is like, I don't know. Obviously, there was the time loss in Meyer, but this seems like a very consistent and like race-friendly, just kind of strats and execution.
I'm trying to think of where she would have had time loss in TR, and it's weird because it looks like she's going to not quite make up that 25, but I think she should save some time. So that was a very good TR. But we said that about ice too, and she apparently is just running against a good ice.
Yeah. I think she's like 10 away from gold in her PB, so I'm not entirely sure how much time save there is. I also can't see the
she got a gold. It was a gold donut.
Oh, wow.
There we go. So plus 17 on PB, gold donut TR.
This is
going into GT. And did you say that she has time save in Ganon as well?
Yeah, she's running against a 230 Ganon.
Okay. Is that like a missed 1-in-1 kind of situation?
I think it's either a missed 1-in-1 situation or like just really nervous phase 4, maybe a lot of warps on top of that or something.
Right, yeah, those phase 4s can add up. And you going for doubles and missing triples. Phase 4 is usually where people like...
Chumps?
Okay, we're fine. Oh my goodness. It's okay. It's okay. They have powder. They can get the powder in the next room.
Oh, it looks like they might be going for... Nope, okay.
No, I think they were just playing that one safe. You do have to cancel the stair drag correctly, and maybe they were just like not trusting themselves to do so.
That makes sense. That's fair.
If they got hit by the anti-fairy and then also got hit by the pokey, they would have died, so it's probably the correct move to just be safe in that room. Oh, we get this RNG. Okay, good. Don't get the bombs on purpose, Narwhal.
No.
They're not good. They're bad.
Oh, and they get hit by the lasers?
Twin, it's funny, Twin and Narwhal both had the same thing happen, even though they got different pokey RNGs. And they both actually went slightly out of their way to get the bombs by instinct, and then also got hit by the laser, or I think Twin got hit by the skeleton. We're gonna get like wraparound fairies possibly for Narwhal.
Maybe.
If you kill enough of those, you can just get the fairy again from the mini Helma before Trinex. I don't see anyone go for that though, because
I saw Twin getting rid of a few bombs there.
Oh, but she has 10.
Wait, am I ahead here?
Oh, you're ahead again.
All right, let's resync here. Let me just refresh here.
I'm glad the things you're spoiling aren't consequential.
All right, so I'm at Twin starting Ice Armos, Nio just entering Crystal Roller, basically. Oh, and then we rewound time, and now we're back at Twin finishing Ice Armas. Alright, I'm just gonna assume I'm synced with everybody.
That sounds about right. Narwhal should be just now entering the maze TR. The
Twin
platform.
entering floor 2.
Yep.
Upstairs, Ganon. Okay.
Mimic 0.
Mimic 0.
I don't think anyone besides me actually calls it that.
I like it. I mean, I think in like on Strat Hub it's called like Spike Room or something, but there's also
so
the other
many
Spike room.
rooms. Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
Like there's Spike Room in 2 rooms from here. So, but that's apparently Igor Room or something. I disagree with that. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. We're fine. Just a little
Okay,
lost
low on
time.
health, low on arrows. Gonna have to
Twin-
go to hospitality room.
She might do that. She does have fake powder, but I think she wants probably a little bit more health for the climb itself. So I would expect in a race situation, she's no longer on pace. She wasn't really, but like she kind of was. I think maybe now she's just thinking she just wants to finish the run. We'll see. Yeah, we're menuing to the bomb. That means we're doing this. It also gives you a chance to like, reset. Oh yeah, there we go. It's an opportunity to just... Wow, good job on like doing that and also not accidentally picking up the bomb, because that totally could happen.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but you're totally right.
Now she can use her last bomb in the room where you use the bomb and then drop 2 more and then have the optimized menu. Well, no, 'cause she's going to do fake powder. It's going to be weird. I'm not sure what happens when you do fake powder. I think you have to drop the bombs earlier. I think the menu is just different enough that it doesn't matter what your menu is, because you're going to Kane.
Yeah, I think at this point the PB might be off the table, probably for Twin. But the fact that she was this close, even while like falling 2 floors on Hera bomb jump, is really impressive. I almost forgot that happened.
We kind of all know that like Twin is actually just a 129 runner who just hasn't had time to do a lot of runs. And, you know, there's a lot of runs that are like this where it's like some early time loss that somebody who had more time could have just reset and started over, but like Twin doesn't have that luxury, so she just has to like make do with what she has.
Definitely.
And those are runs that definitely like would have been 129 if she just like started the run from like a place where you would not reset.
I want to live in a world where Twin gets her first sub 90 in one of these races. That'd be so sick.
Well, there's still more chances. I mean, if she keeps playing at this level, it could happen. Narwhal gets out of TR. On pace, by the way. Minus 20. Yep.
No, that's the segment time.
Oh, it's a segment time?
Yeah, I think they're plus 14, which is still absolutely doable.
Oh, okay, I see. That's the time save. I can't read the splits very well either.
Yeah, they're running against a 930 Ganon's Tower, I think. Either that or that's the gold. But I'm pretty sure they're running against a 930 GT. So that's like, you know, definitely could easily save 14 seconds here. I'm not entirely sure how comfy they are with GT, but I feel like as a rando player, you know, you've done GT a lot at this point.
Rando players do much worse GTs than NMG. So I don't expect like deaths, but maybe some like suboptimal stuff.
That makes sense,
we got powder. The big danger of fake powder here is to make sure that you're actually on mushroom when you unmenu. Because if you're on the mirror, which you menu through, you will use the mirror without pressing Y, and it will get you out of the dungeon.
The reason I know that exists, and that's the thing, is because you told me that because I almost did it. And during one of my PBs, I ended up like stopping on the book instead. But yeah,
I'm guessing fake book doesn't do anything. Probably just
Apparently
makes a
not.
little beep noise again or something.
I think it did like literally nothing. Maybe it did make a beep noise. I don't think it did. All right, we're going into Aga 2.
The double.
So this is the trigonometry boss. So you need like an advanced degree in like some kind of math to be able to be good at this boss. You know, calculating a lot of hypotenuses and shit. Ooh, okay. This has no hypotenuse. You just kind of
No. Don't say that.
That's an unfortunate one because yeah, she was facing down, so she tried to like slash after the spin, but sometimes you just kind of like miss after that.
Oh, Narwhal has
Uh-oh.
probably bad bats at Ganon now. So there's a variable in this fight where if you let the fight go on too long, it can make the Ganon fight a little harder.
It's difficult to say. It could have been fast enough, but I don't think so.
Well, the good news is that the time loss in GT is probably not going to like it wouldn't have cost her the PB anyway because she did miss 1-1 in this too, but at the same time she's still having a very good run and a very good race. All she has to do is get through this fight.
Yeah, she got through
care?
the first 2 phases.
I care about the arc variable, Mr. Byer. And I'm a rando player. It definitely makes a difference if you practice a certain way.
It looks like Nio got a GT basement gold.
Oh, we get some deliberate deboost strats. It's not faster to do it this way, but it is pretty safe. Ooh, okay. We have plenty of bombs.
So that's why they picked up all the bombs.
I like the magic reveal, realizing they don't actually need it. So Twin has Torch Glitch too, which is like the other big way that you can lose time to Ganon without actually dying or falling. It's missing Torch Glitch. If you light the left torch before the right torch goes out, the right torch never goes out.
Yes, that's incredibly important in getting a fast Ganon. Although technically, if you have full magic going into this, there's a way of you can actually finish the Ganon fight faster depending on what RNG gives you at the beginning of phase 4. There's like some really like weird stuff that Corey showed me, but that's like way more advanced than 99% of people should be going for.
All right, and that is a very nice first showing for Twin at this season of NMG League. It's going to be a sub 132. Very good.
It's like a 131, like 54, 55-ish. She split a little
She
bit
split a little late. I think she was probably dot dunning in the room first.
Oh, fair. Official ZSR time 131.55. So Narwhal is Narwhal could also PB here, which is pretty cool. So it'd definitely be a good race for both of them.
Oh yeah, that GT Big Key put them into it was like you said a sub gold and also put them on pace. Didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm. It's just like an interesting safety strat, like waiting for the fire bar to go around a little bit, so that you don't have to worry about getting hit when you're lighting the second torch. I respect it a lot. Yeah, I think with this level of play, they could absolutely get like definitely a sub 9 GT. Even with the hospitality room, maybe. I'm like really bad at estimating these things. It's like really like weirdly hard to tell though. Are we doing interviews? Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Do we want to get Twin in here?
That's yeah, for sure. We'll be getting Twin and Narwhal if they want to when they finish. They're in Moldorm 2 right now. I mean, I was hoping Narwhal would go for like a Moldorm bounce just to show off, but that would be the reason you get the 8 bombs. It's like, I'm behind, I'm gonna Moldorm bounce. I would do it.
Yeah, that would be such a I mean, they're on pace. They're on pace to PB them, but that would be such a flex to have a PB with
my worst
bounce.
NMG time Moldorm bounces.
I had...
It's a 140 something.
I had an 80 RMG in the last monthly. Actually, story for another time. Hey, Twin. Nice run.
Hey, thank you. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
We can
Loud
hear
and
you.
clear.
I just have my mic muted on my stream, so I just wanted to make sure it's still working Discord.
Gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
That was such a solid run from Pod through Swamp. And then I lost my mind in Mire. And then I back in Turtle Rock, and then I absolutely lost my mind in GT.
Was there anything in Mire besides the fake powder where you lost your mind?
Oh, I missed hitting the button on Spike, on the Spike chest.
Right, that's why you would be down a couple hearts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One thing that I obviously probably wouldn't do this in a race, but you were actually okay to just do the Vidi fight. I did pay attention to how many hearts you took in the fight, and you took like extra damage just because you could on like slashing eyeballs at the end, and even still had enough health without the fake powder to not die there. So I think, fake powdering before Vidi it's something I would recommend. If you have 7 hearts or more, that's probably enough where any more hearts you get probably don't matter, because if Vidi goes wrong, you'll just die instantly anyway.
Yeah.
It was really scary for Narwhal.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're watching the same part I was when Narwhal was inside Ganon for a little bit and just relying on iframes.
All right, so Narwhal's on pace, minus 41 on PV.
Ooh.
Is at phase 3 of Ganon with 2 hearts. So a little bit of scary stuff here.
This is one hit,
right?
For interrupting your interview.
Yeah, it was 1 hit KO and we're on
here.
pace. Oh, it's okay, we can interrupt for that. Let's go for torch glitch. Be very safe. Just spam the lamp. There we go.
There we go.
Nice and easy. Now we just do phase 4.
Yeah, and please don't get hit by bats. Please, I'm begging you. But yeah, honestly, like really impressive stuff. You fell on Hera bomb jump, and then just came back from that. I think blue balls helped a little bit, but just really solid stuff after.
No, dude.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Going back in. It's okay.
I respect it. Gotta finish it out.
I'm watching on my phone, so I'm delayed. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, now I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you now.
Narwhal is going for the trident spins, but doesn't quite have the timing down.
They got the first trident spin, like, just barely. It was a weird looking one where they got, like, kind of knocked back a little bit, but I think still got the trident spin.
Yeah, they didn't get the 1-1 though. I'm not sure if they even go for that or not. Oh, that could have hurt. Okay.
That looked like some defeat Ganon level stuff.
Yeah, I agree. That was like just casually walking away from the explosion level of dodging fire bats.
Oh, now we're getting random bats because
it's fine.
Ganon. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are vanilla bats. All right.
Yeah.
Spleeby hates it when we call it rando bats.
I mean, I call it rando bats because they're like random. Not because it's from rando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
It's like random bats. They're not actually random, but they are effectively random. You have to react.
Has chat been on their best behavior over here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Chat is mostly only a little bit making fun of Requiem, among other things.
Okay, normal stuff then.
Oh gosh, Narwhal.
just normal
okay.
stuff here.
Just having a normal fight. Let's just close this one out.
Yeah, everybody's been behaving in chat here. Tim says, I behaved, but don't go back and check. Oh,
Well,
okay.
I'll be watching back the VOD because I want to see how this race unfolded.
I think it was, you were ahead for basically all of it, and then Nio caught up in
GT?
Not in GT. It was after you fell to Hera Bomb Jump.
Okay.
And then you came back, I think. Oh yeah, you almost tied in the cutscene right before Aghanim, and then Nio got like 5 blue balls, so then you were ahead after that.
Well, that hurts.
I like all the 4s in your splits, by the way, like the +4/+4. That was
I know,
fun to watch.
Isn't it
very satisfying? And you even got back to it at Swamp.
What's even more satisfying is Thieves Town was +4 on PB and +4 on gold. Skullwoods was +8 on PB and +8 on gold. And Ice Palace was +7 on PB and +7 on gold.
You just squeezed in that sub 140 for Narwhal. Plenty of space between Link and the pit. Just, in case you are worried about that.
Just don't hold up too early.
Nobody's ever lost a world record doing that before.
Oh god. Please don't remind me. Also nice goal on TR, by the way. I know it's a -0, but it's still like really solid stuff.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with TR.
Yeah, how's it going, Nio?
It's going.
Hey, GG's.
So,
GG's.
I'm sorry about Ganon. That sucks. But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about like the race and your like overall performance? You were like on pace for a good amount of this actually.
Yeah, I felt like overall I did pretty good and kept nerves off a little bit until the end there. But that's okay.
Understandable.
I'm happy with that, with not being... with Ganon being the thing I messed up. That's okay.
Yeah, it's a tale as old as time. Every Link to the Past runner is chipped to run on Ganon. But it still does suck though, so my condolences. But honestly, like good race from both of you. No up until Ganon, like no deaths from either of you. It's really like solid, consistent gameplay from everybody for the most part. It's interesting, like kind of picking apart the different strats and like time saves you each had like over each other and just kind of in general. But yeah, anything either of you wanted to know like from the other person how their run went or like where kind of how the general story of it was, or I don't know.
Well, I went in totally timer blind and kept it that way, and so I'm happy to see I cut a little over 10 seconds off GT, so that's cool.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm real happy with that.
I lost a minute in GT, so I lost my ever-loving mind in Mimics too, so...
Yeah, that was kind of frightening to watch.
Just a little.
Mimics is really hard to get back from when it goes wrong. You almost want to mirror out and just start over. It's like, there's an urge there to go for the mirror Mimic strat.
Mimics 1 and Mimics 2 also feel like no matter how much time you put into them, they just like can never be consistent, and sometimes bad things just happen to good people on that one, you know. But yeah, it's some tough stuff.
I don't remember them now. I know there were a few moments that I was like, oh, that was super sketchy. Carrying on.
It was nice seeing the improvement in in blind. You stuck to the script for the most part, and then there were only there's only like a minor variance, and you went like right back on track. Top room blind kill, good stuff all around. I was like secretly hoping for another like 30 seconds of Tohoing your way through, but we can't really force it. We can't force the magic to happen again.
No, I did that like a week ago, so
you got to clip that if it happens again. What were you about to say, Twin?
I don't remember now. I've got a mind like a sieve. It can't hold anything.
Oh, I feel that.
I'm just happy that the first race of the NMG League is in the books. We got a restream for it. We both finished. And, I obviously I wish the ending could have gone a little bit better for both of us, but I'm pretty happy with it overall.
Yeah, definitely like good stuff to both of you. It was like around I don't think my resolution's high enough to see like Nio's splits, but it seemed to be like within a minute and some change of your PBs, so that's definitely like a good showing from both of you and just kind of in general. Yeah. What do you think, Malmo?
I think it was a really good first race. A lot of moments where the runners had, a chance to PB, a lot of times to shine. And I want to point out that, just the improvement I've seen from both runners since last league. It's very, very nice to see from season to season how the runners improve.
Absolutely,
it's nice to improve. I just gotta say. Sometimes it feels like you're just stuck at one time for forever. So seeing improvement and having people tell you that things look better, it's always nice to hear. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I look forward to watching it back, and thanks, Joel, for putting us on, and thanks, Twin, for being a lovely race as always.
Thank you for working with me on such short notice, trying to get this race scheduled and everything. I appreciate that.
Happy to.
Yeah, and thank you both for racing this. This is a good show for everybody. Yeah, I think that like wraps things up for us.
Hi. I'll take us out then, if that's everything.
Yeah, actually, like closing remarks. Just telling everybody like who these people are and where to follow them. This is NiobiumNarwhal on Twitch. They do a lot of like rando and also like NMG. Twinmo23 also on Twitch. A lot of NMG and some other speedruns. Have been doing some like casual stuff recently in Link's Awakening and a few other games. Really cool to see. I'm Where's the Money Meowski, and my co-commentator was Super Malmo World. So thank you all for having us. This is a great time. Yeah. That said, lead us away, baseball.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was a wonderful outro. Yeah, thanks so much, volunteers. We could not do this without you. All their links are in chat. Give them a follow and give our runners a follow as well. That's going to do it for today's race. We have another NMG race we're hoping to get on tomorrow. That'll be 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll have Gem versus Spleeby. Yeah, so we'll see you back here on ZSR for that. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening. Goodbye.
Good night and goodbye.